After the protests earlier this summer, some were asking city leaders to divert police funding to the community to invest in mental health and community programs. The mayor's proposed budget instead slightly increased police funding, but then came a proposed amendment. Today, the council voted. Reporter John Kipper tells us what council members debated today before voting.
Yeah, Jenny, just last week, dozens of community members told the city council to spend the city's money differently, taking money away from the police department, instead spend it on community programs, police training, and mental health. Well, Council President Chris Durham listened, and he forced the council to vote on an amendment that would do just that, take money from the police and put it towards those programs.
But I think it would be remiss if we avoided this conversation.
Council President Chris Durham says after dozens of residents asked the council to divert police funding, the council at least needed to discuss it. He put forward an amendment to the city budget that would take $2 million from the police budget and put it towards mental health and workforce programs. He says police should not be the ones to deal with mental health issues.
What we're forcing our police officers into becoming interventionists in mental health crises? Is this really what we want our police doing?
But the large majority of the council disagreed, including Ben Gray, who represents North Omaha.
But this is about process. I don't do things in a knee-jerk reaction style, nor do I do things when everybody's angry. When everybody's angry, we make mistakes.
Police Chief Todd Schmatter said if passed, he may have to not hire new recruits or even lay off some of OPD's newer officers. Gray says that would lead to more black officers getting laid off, and that after recent shootings, they need as many officers as possible.
We're in the midst of a gang war. I need all hands on deck, including every police officer we can get.
After it became clear they didn't have the votes, Councilmember Pete Festerson, who is in favor of Jerem's amendment, put forward his own, that instead of cutting police, would take money from the cash reserves, saying they need to do something about mental health.
As I indicated in my initial remarks, I think the proposed budget is status quo and is not responsive to the concerns we received.
The council passed that 4-3, but Mayor Stothert says she'll veto it, saying due to COVID, this is not the time to take money from the cash reserves.
The money coming out of the cash reserve, I feel, is extremely reckless and irresponsible at this point in time.
Now, the entire city budget ultimately passed on a 5-2 vote, and the council also voted for an amendment that would aid people during the next city election, making it easier to vote by mail. Mayor Stothert did not mention that as something she plans to veto. Reporting in Omaha, John Kipper, 3 News Now.